Hey y'all, it's Right Lane Cowboy with a touch of history and other milepost music. I'm in Sweetwater, Texas, and I've learned a little bit about this place that's actually quite interesting. They have just one of the biggest things I'm a big baby about is rattlesnakes. I hate rattlesnakes. They're the worst animal on the earth. I mean, one of them anyway, probably at least top 10. And uh, Sweetwater, Texas has the world's largest rattlesnake roundup. You can come down here and get everything rattlesnake, from rattlesnake stew to rattlesnake sandwiches, and ick. I think I'll just stay away. I'll try to stay up, north of here or anywhere away from here during rattlesnake roundup season. It's ridiculous. I couldn't do it. And I guess the place gets packed. Evidently, this place is standing room only all the way through this town. But yeah, if you like rattlesnakes, come on over to Sweetwater, Texas. I think it's second week in March or something like that. Don't quote me on that. But anyway, I learned a little bit about this place. There's a guy back in the day. You've probably all seen, or some of you have seen the movie about Bonnie and Clyde and who took down Bonnie and Clyde. Well, a guy named Frank Hamer. He was a Texas Ranger. He led the posse in 1934, I think it was, that hunted down Bonnie and Clyde and killed them both. And anyway, in Sweetwater, Texas, in 1917, he had a shootout. He and his brother Gus had a shootout with a guy named Guy McMeans. And get away from my truck, dude. Sorry, there's people walking around my truck and it makes me nervous. Anyway, a guy named Guy McMeans, former ranger and sheriff of Ector County, Texas, was shot and killed by, and I couldn't figure out if it was actually Frank that shot him or his brother Gus. But anyway, that was a bit of interesting history about Frank Hamer coming through and getting in another shootout. I mean, back in the day, it was wild. Back in that day, I don't think I could do it. Everybody's, walking around and there's one other thing I read about this. There was a card game that was being played, and the guy was cheating, and the dude reached across the table with his gun and shot him in the head, and it was perfectly legal because the guy got caught cheating, and that was on the law books that if you got caught cheating, your opponent could shoot and kill you legally. Kind of scary, actually. I don't think I could live in that day. Being afraid of rattlesnakes, and of course I wouldn't cheat, but if somebody thought I was cheating and they could shoot me, good Lord, that's crazy. Another thing, one of my favorite things to watch on YouTube are the Texas Hold'em card games. Well, I don't know if anybody out there has ever seen Texas Hold'em card games on TV or, what's that called? The World Poker Tournament. Old boy named Dolly, Texas Dolly. His name was, what was his name? Doyle Brunson was his name. He went by Texas Dolly. He's famous on the Texas. Well, he went to high school here in Sweetwater and was a famous track star, a famous football star, and he was inducted into the Hall of Fame here in Sweetwater, I guess the High School Sports Hall of Fame or something like that. Anyway, he was huge here. I mean, he was very well known. In fact, I walked right in here to this TA truck stop and asked him about, I said, hey, do you guys know Texas Dolly? Oh yeah, he went to high school here. He was pretty famous. He was huge in this town. Took us to state at a couple of different times. So who knew? Old man Texas Dolly. I think he's go a little faster, bud. Sorry, squirrel. Some of these guys go through these truck stops at 40 miles an hour. It's ridiculous. Anyway, yeah. What was I saying? Yeah, old Texas Dolly. He's like 89 years old now, I believe. I didn't write that down. I think he's 89 years old. So anyway, yeah, he went to high school here. He was a big old track star, and who knew? I thought that was pretty cool. History of Sweetwater, Texas, I'm sure goes a lot deeper than what I've explained here, but those were three interesting points about a town that I come through, you know, at least 3 times a trip every time I come out. You know, and that's inside of a month. I'll come through this town at least 3 times. It's right on I-20. So, and there's another one that I'm going to stop and do out east of here. I'm going to stop and read about. I forgot the name of it now, but you'll see it in an upcoming video here real soon. Anyway, it's got a whole lot of interesting history too. So, what was I going to tell you? Oh, if you guys have interest, if anybody out there has interest of towns I might go through, shoot me a message or put it in the comments or something down there so I can see it, and I'll try to make a trip through there. I have a little bit of flexibility on where I can go, so yeah, I'll figure it out. I'll figure out some history about it and you know, research it and talk about it. So anyway, if you like what you see here, let me know. Hit a subscribe button if you feel so inclined, and of course the like button and all that stuff. I hope everybody's having a good time out there and enjoying their cold, rainy, disgusting, oh my gosh, well, I shouldn't say disgusting. We need the rain, we need the cold, but still I hate it. I don't like cold, and it's cold here in Texas, so, which is weird. Anyway, I'll try to keep the rubber on the road and the shiny side high. We'll talk at y'all later. Thanks for watching.